What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. As always, if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Today, we're actually going to be doing another story order. I know, surprise, surprise, but I did have to do way too many cars off camera. And now that I've done all that, we're at level 16. So with that being said, of course, we have some available skill points. We currently have 4 available skill points to spend, and since this top row up here costs 4, I figure we might as well just finish it out, right? This one's good judgment, so since we have access now to the auction house, I figure it's about time we unlock something that should hopefully help us out at that facility. So there we go. And now we get to move to the story order. Now I have already looked at this vehicle. I haven't read through the story just yet, but it's a 2003 Hyundai Tiburon. If you guys have been watching the series thus far, you'll know that every single time a Tiburon has been mentioned, I say something along the lines of, basically vomit, okay? Now, there's a little backstory here that I think I should probably cover, because for the most part, people are gonna be like, what's this dude have against Tiburons? It's not a bad car. It really isn't a bad car, but every single, and I mean every single Hyundai Tiburon owner that I have met has tried to race me, regardless of the vehicle I'm driving. I could be driving the 2002 rusted out Chevy Tahoe that I usually putt around town in, and a dude in a Tiburon could pull up next to me and literally just start revving at me and try to race me on the spot. Needless to say, for that reason, I'm just not really fond of them. But let's go ahead and read through this. It says, "Hey, it's me again, Johnny. Today I have this sports 6-in for you. Rust isn't sparing this model, especially when it's not kept in the garage. It stood between cactuses, so it looked as if it drowned. Even though the bodywork is up for complete renovation, the mechanics don't look bad. The owner was a fireball who drove it like there was no tomorrow." Again, dude, that is so stereotypical of every Tiburon owner I've ever met. "The owner was a fireball who drove it like there was no tomorrow and probably heated up the engine. Of course, he didn't have the time nor the ambition to take care of it, and he abandoned it. Please tidy it up, and I think that we'll manage to sell it as the perfect example. The mileage will not arouse suspicions. I'm waiting for your call. See you. Repair and replace body panels, change the oil, spray the factory color," gotta remember that, "and then other tasks." Let's take it on, dude. I kind of hate to do it, but you know what? It is the next story order. So in order to move forward, we unfortunately have to suffer just a little bit. I think everything will work out okay. But first, we're gonna spray off the vehicle. You guys know how we do. Get rid of all this dirt and grime that's been on here. So he said it was abandoned, and it kind of looks as though it was. Now we'll wash the inside real quick, and then we can get this thing moved into car lifter A. I think we'll probably tackle the body on this vehicle first, and then we'll sort of move into mechanical components behind this thing. But it looks just as he described. We'll put it up in the air real quick just so we can get the wheels off the ground, and then let's go through this car's status, dude. He said all the mechanics were in order, but as you guys can see, we have about 3 pages of undiscovered parts that we're, of course, going to have to discover. Now, for the body panels, it looks like it's headlights, mirrors, none of the actual rusty panels. Are you kidding me, dude? Seriously, you want to keep it looking like this? He's the client, you know, he makes the decisions on that stuff, I guess, but it's all like piddly little things that they're just stuff that's missing from the vehicle. It's not any of these very rusty panels. Yo, from the back end, it kind of looks like a Dodge Neon, not gonna lie. What's this dude's license plate? More power! Hey, at least I can figure this one out for once. And then the exhaust tips are way too big for some reason. Those look like 4-inch freaking tips on the back end of this thing. That is not a good look for the Tiburons. To start here, I guess we'll just go around and replace all those missing items. Should be pretty quick and easy. All right, dude. New headlights, new taillights, a new rear window, and then a new side mirror over here on the driver's side. And I think that's actually everything now complete. Perfect. Next, I'm gonna go through with the inspection tool, or the examining tool, I'm pretty sure. Examination mode. Tomato. We're gonna go through and just basically look over everything that we can, try to learn as much as possible about this thing before we really just start tearing into it.
A few moments later.
All right, well, I don't think that helped us out at all. As you guys can probably tell, everything that we've examined for the most part here appears to be in working condition. I have seen a couple of comments from people basically begging me to at least utilize the examination tool from time to time. So I am going to try to do that, but as I just found out, it doesn't really help us all that much, at least not with this vehicle anyways. So we're gonna put the battery on the charger real quick, get that thing nice and charged up, throw it back in here, and that should actually be one of those components. Take a look now that we have it in. Perfect. Battery out of the way. Just 30,000 more parts to go. I've actually sort of found that I prefer the visual inspection a lot more than using the examination tool. Like, you can see that coolant reservoir is obviously contaminated, very dirty looking fluid in there. Same goes for the brake reservoir over here. We can see the cylinder head is very rusty. The intake manifold appears to need replaced. ABS pump, maybe, not 100% sure on that one. Looks like we have to add some washer fluid. Power steering reservoir is just about empty, or maybe the fluid's just really, really dark. I can't tell. Way in the back of the vehicle, looks like we have a bad fuel tank, possibly fuel pump. And then up here in the front, just the top shock absorber cap looks like it needs to be replaced on both sides. So we'll have to take a closer look at that. Let's go ahead and pop the fuse panel over here. Those all appear to be in working condition. Actually, dude, what am I doing? Before we usually move into visual inspection, I like to at least go through our examination tools, or our inspection tools, rather. So we're gonna go through OBD scanner, then we'll move into all the other tools that we have at our disposal. Fuel pressure test, I'm assuming, just judging by that tank, is gonna come back very, very poor. Oh, we have actual individual injectors on this too. There it is, dude. Fuel filter, fuel pump, very, very nasty. That's got some bottom end problems for sure. I love how this guy was just like, oh yeah, everything's in working order. Don't even worry about it. Just focus on the body, basically, is what he was saying. Can't do that here, bud. Lastly, we'll do multimeter and then tire tread tester. We should be done with these tools. All right, now if we take another look at the car status, looks like we're starting to figure out what is actually wrong with this vehicle. Now, with that being said, I think it's probably in our best interest to make the vehicle run. That way we can take it over to the test path, run a couple of suspension and brake tests on it, and then we'll kind of see, and we'll have to just go from there. But I am going to hit you guys with a short little time lapse, just disassembling everything that we visually inspected or that we know is faulty, and I will see you guys here in just a sec. Okay, I know I said I was only going to do a time lapse of the disassembly of everything, but I ended up kind of learning everything we needed to know in order to piece this thing back together. So I went ahead, bought all the parts. I did try to repair a couple of them. Turns out, couldn't repair any of them. So I had to buy all new everything, but I did manage to get the vehicle pieced back together. So if we take a look at our car status, all of the parts have now been replaced, but I also went through and topped off all the fluids, including the oil. So the last thing we have to do on the Tiburon is spray it the factory color. They would also like us to align the headlamps or the headlights and do an alignment on the wheels. Normally, when we'd send a vehicle off to paint, I would at least try to do the owner a solid, you know, replacing a couple of body panels here and there if it's in a condition like this one is, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. And no, it's not just because this person owns a Tiburon. It is for a completely different reason that, for whatever reason, I can't even think of right now. But definitely not because they own a Tiburon. Certainly not that. Now I think we can send the vehicle over to the test path. We're not actually going to use the test path. We're only here for the alignment. So if it's negative, we're going to go positive. If it's positive, we're going to go negative until the values are 0. All the way around. And just like that, dude, we are done. Now for the headlamp alignment. I can't imagine these are really out of whack, but I do like how the game realized, or I guess maybe it didn't realize, maybe it's just sort of built into this specific mission or job, but since we did replace both of the headlights, obviously they're not going to be aligned from the factory. They would have to do that at the dealer. So here we are aligning the headlamps. I like that dynamic. I think that's really cool that they sort of implemented that. And now we get to move this beauty, this absolute gem of a vehicle over to the paint shop, and we're gonna spray this thing with the factory color. Not its current color, but the factory color. I actually kind of like the yellow a little bit more, but rather than just doing a boring old gloss, I think we're gonna try to church it up a little bit, maybe give them a nice pearl white paint job. This is going to cost us 1,000 credits, and yes, we are painting over the top of rust, and yet the rust is still there. I don't really understand either. But there we go, dude. Fresh coat of paint on this gorgeous Tiburon. Let's check the car status one mo again. Looks like we've got everything taken care of, but obviously I got to get a photo of this thing. There we go. Got our pick, dude. We are ready to send the vehicle off. Never to be seen again, okay? I don't want to ever touch another Tiburon. I don't ever even want to go near another Tiburon after this job. I'm over it, dude. I'm done with them. But there we go. We have 67 big ones in the bank. We are still level 16, so of course, if we want to do another story order for the next episode, I will have to do a little bit of off-camera grinding, but it's no big deal. So we now have another crate or another case. I'm gonna go through real quick, just sell all that that Tiburon stuff that we're never gonna use again. And we'll go ahead and pop her open, see what we can get from it. As per usual, we are gonna do the center one and the far left one. Another case, baby. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Ooh, achievement. Scraps are my obsession. Sure, I guess. Oh, that must be when you surpass 1,500 scrap. Then you, oh, another case. Then you would get that achievement. Very, very cool. All right, next case. Here we go, baby. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I can feel it. Another case. And I don't want scrap. I don't want scrap, okay? We don't even have the thing that we use scrap for yet. I should really buy that. I don't know why we haven't yet. All I want right now is XP. Yes. One more spot. Oh my god. Okay, well, we did what we could. We did what we could. Thankfully, that means I don't have to do as much off-camera grinding now. We shouldn't have any available skill points from finishing that. I guess we could buy the salvaging container. We'll probably just save that for a future episode. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where we're going to wind things down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.